history and origin of Modok, and how that compares to his MCU counterpart. Let's go. Modok, which stands for a mobile organism designed only for killing, was invented by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in the Silver Age of Marvel Comics back in the 60s. Modok originally back in the comics started off mainly as a Captain America villain who was recurring throughout multiple storylines, and his main motive for wanting to fight Captain America was the fact he was envious of his body. That's not a joke, that is actually why. Modok's design, of course, is very goofy, and you can understand why he would be envious of the perfect human body. He has very small legs, very small arms, and an extremely large head. But how did that happen? It was initially the group Advanced Idea Mechanics, or AIM for short, a very famous Marvel villainous group, and they were testing on a man called George Tarleton, trying to make him very smart and the ultimate computing mind. After multiple smaller schemes of killing and revenge, he eventually went on to try and attempt world domination. And again, after many obviously unsuccessful attempts at world domination, he captured Bruce Banner's friend, Dr. Catherine Waynesboro, and turned her into Miss Modok, another variant of himself. Now, if we fast forward many years and many more failed crazy escapades in the villainous side of the world, George Tarleton eventually cured himself of the Modok, returned to a normal human form, and cloned the brain to create Modok Superior. And I'm just going to put it out there right now, Modok is a very strange villain in Marvel Comics. He has a very unique place on the pantheon of the villains. His design is either incredibly unsettling and horrendous to look at, or just a complete joke that you can't really take seriously, and there's no in between here. Throughout all of the Marvel media, whether it's in comics, animated shows, and now live action, Modok has always been somewhat of a joke and somewhat of a punchline. There are also other Modok variants I haven't mentioned, like Modam, another female version, and Brodok, a biorobotic organism designed overwhelmingly for kissing. Yes, that is a real thing. Regardless of the way he looks though, Modok has a stacked arsenal of capabilities, such as an extreme superhuman intellect, a database-like memory, and the ability to calculate infinite probabilities to different situations. He also has psionic powers he can harness through his headband, including telepathy, mind control, force field generation, and even energy blast beams. Not to mention his most militant piece of gear, the Doomsday Chair, aka the hover chair that Modok flies around in. This can also fire missiles, laser beams, and all sorts of other weaponry. Now, how does Modok, like I've already explained, compare to the MCU version? And the answer is very differently. Modok in the MCU was originally the Yellow Jacket, aka Darren Cross from the first Ant-Man movie. You will remember Darren Cross from the first Ant-Man film in that final bedroom fight scene in which Scott Lang goes subatomic, breaks into the Yellow Jacket suit, and seemingly completely disappears Darren altogether. At least that's what we thought, until Ant-Man Quantumania finally filled in the gap as to where Darren has been. He was sent to the quantum realm and essentially completely left to die. His body was all disfigured and out of proportion until Kang the Conqueror found him and turned him into the Modok. The mobile organism designed only for killing was made essentially as a right-hand man and a general of Kang the Conqueror himself. In Quantumania, I think they followed the Modok Superior design for him more because he has no hair and the Doomsday Chair looks more similar to this version. And throughout all of Ant-Man Quantumania, he's essentially just used as a running gag, a running joke to move the plot forward. Until the very end, he has a very strange interaction with Cassie Lang, in which she completely changes his mind, and in the final fight scene when Kang is surrounded by ants, we see Modok show up, break the force field, and give the movie a big hero sacrifice. Like I said, there is a very big difference to what he does in the comics, because in the comics he is an absolute terror, a menace to many different superheroes. However, in Ant-Man Quantumania, like I said, he does in fact himself die a hero. Or does he really die? We don't really know, and no one's ever really dead in the MCU. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed learning about Modok and you want to learn about more pop culture characters, drop Geek a subscribe or a follow, whatever you have to do, because you do not want to miss any of the geeky videos we have coming your way.